Graduates, administration, Board of Trustee members, distinguished guests, staff, family, and friends, welcome to the 2017 commencement ceremony for the Doctor of Physical Therapy program at Rocky Mountain University of Health Professions. For all of us, this day represents the recognition and celebration of your academic accomplishments. This day is for you to celebrate the professional physical therapist you have become. Ms. Haley Palmer will sing our national anthem, to be followed by the invocation delivered by Dr. Kevin Helgeson, a professor in the Department of Physical Therapy. Please stand for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Lord, we thank you for this cold and bright December morning. We thank you for Rocky Mountain University. May you continue to guide us as we fulfill our mission to educate leaders in healthcare. We thank you for these friends and families gathered this morning to celebrate our graduates. We are most grateful for the love and support they have given to our graduates over the past 3 years. Finally, we thank you for these DPT graduates. May you continue to bless them as they become leaders in advancing healthcare. And may they bring care, compassion, and hope to each patient. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Helgeson and Ms. Palmer. I am honored to introduce the president and co-founder of Rocky Mountain University of Health Professions. He has served as the president and CEO of Rocky Mountain University of Health Professions since its inception in 1998. He has worked a lifetime to create a university that is grounded in developing evidence-based practitioners, elevating scholarship, ensuring educational quality, and nurturing student success. Our president is a physical therapist with special training in clinical electrophysiology and neurokinesiology, and he is a doctor of health science. Dr. Nielsen practiced in the United States Navy for over 20 years. During his time in the Navy, he held several esteemed positions, the last one of which included serving as a chief physical therapist for the entire U.S. Navy and as physical therapy consultant to the U.S. Congress and Senate, the Pentagon, the Surgeon General, and the White House. In 2014, Dr. Nielsen received the American Red Cross Humanitarian of the Year Award for his service to humanity, and he is also the 2015 Leader of the Year, awarded by the American Physical Therapy Association. Our president is a role model, an academic leader, a humanitarian, a healthcare education and practice advocate, a community servant, and a visionary. I introduce to you our president and co-founder, Dr. Rick Nielsen.
Thank you, Dr. Horacek. Dr. Mary Jane Harris, representing the Rocky Mountain University Board of Trustees. Dr. Mike Skurja, co-founder and partner of 40 years with me. Dr. David Greathouse, our esteemed keynote speaker for today. Honored faculty, administration, and staff, honored guests, and family members and friends of these graduates, and last but not least, the graduates of the 2017 DPT class of Rocky Mountain University. I welcome you here to these special proceedings today, something that I'm sure you have had circled on your calendars for many, many months, the 8th of December 2017, when the day of reckoning came, right? We particularly recognize the family and friends and those who have stood by these graduates. These graduates know, and I think you do as well, that without you being there to buoy them up, to encourage them, and to, I guess, dry their tears at times, or whatever the case may have been, they would never be sitting in these seats today. So I think the graduates need to give you, as the support mechanism for their accomplishments here, a round of applause. So the day has arrived. This day culminates the experience you had in nearly 3 years of academic pursuits here at Rocky Mountain University. This day which marks the beginning of what lies now ahead of you. The other night at the award ceremony, I reminded you that combined with your studying, the didactic work, the clinical education opportunities that you have invested over 7,000 hours into the study of physical therapy to get you to earn that seat in which you sit today. It has not been an easy task. So savor this moment. Without doubt, you will remember the first day of class. Most of us do. I remember my first day of class. And without doubt, you'll probably remember this very day. Everything else in between is kind of a blurred memory of things that you experienced, the lab experiences, the cadaver work with Dr. Eminem and Les. Interesting lectures. Not so interesting lectures. Clinical affiliation experiences, study times. There were times when I walked out very, very late of the building at night, and times when I came in very, very early, and the same people that greeted me as I was walking out were still there to greet me when I was coming in, with about 5 pizza boxes stacked in the corner, right? You'll remember those experiences, and you'll remember the camaraderie that you built with those who sit next to you. One thing you will always remember is the undying support of your family, your friends, your associates, those who believed in you, those who kept encouraging you, those who you had to say goodbye to send them off to various events while you had to stay back and study, right? For those of you who went to Africa with my wife Jody and myself and the faculty members and others that represented Rocky Mountain University, you'll have great memories of Malawi. You'll have great clinics, great memories of the clinics that you served in, the people that you helped, the service you provided to the children in the schools that we built, and the many warm and pleasant, meaningful, enriching opportunities that came from that experience. So where do you go from here? I've been asking you that this morning as I had photos with you. So what's up with you now? Where do you go from here? I got some pretty conclusive responses, and others still kind of playing the options. But let's talk about where you really go from here. Now, when I was out, I run every morning, and I have some inspiration usually when I'm out running. And this morning on my run, I was thinking about you. And I thought, what are some words that I could share with you that forget all this stuff that you'll never remember when you leave here. I want to be able to really hone down and talk to you about some things that I think, as a seasoned practitioner of 43 years that I've been practicing, I think I can share with you some things to help you. You read articles, or you attend conferences, or you go to webinars or other things in order to help you develop skills to be better personally and professionally. I'm going to save you from having to do all that. For the next 2 hours, I'm going to share with you, no, just kidding. So the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you some things that if my mother was here today, she would share with you. My mother was, I was raised in a home with a single mother. I was the youngest of 4 children. My mother worked very, very hard, worked 4 jobs all the time. I hardly would even see her at times. And she did her best to provide the necessities of life for me and my 3 older siblings. A house, warmth, food, clothing, and certainly encouragement for pursuing education. But what she even worked harder at than all of that was to instill in all of us, especially me, about the success formulas of life. And she did a good job. I credit everything that I will ever become to her because of the teachings that she instilled in me as a young boy. So these are 7, and I'm going to run through these pretty fast. If you're interested in these, I'll be happy to send them to you. But I guarantee you these are the formulas of success in your personal life and in your professional life, if you take heed. Number 1, achieve greatly. Now, Robert F. Kennedy said, there will be thrills of victory and agonies of defeat on your journey from this day forward. Only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. Recognize that in your path between now and there will be obstacles that you'll have to overcome. You will fail greatly, perhaps. One of the teachings my mother always had for me whenever I failed at things was the saying that was just pounded into my head sometimes several times a day. She would say, it matters not whether you try and fail, and try and fail again. What matters most is if you try and fail to try again. Achieve greatly. For those of you who were in Africa with me, I taught you a principle about how we tend to not see the world as it is. We tend to see the world as we are. So, as you are, however that is how you will see the world. Don't be afraid to follow your heart. Don't be afraid to lean on the gifts and the talents and the skills that have been developed. Achieve greatly. Number 2, dream greatly. I'm a dreamer. I'm impressed with one favorite quote that I have that I use in my life is from Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. She is the former president of the country of Liberia, West Africa. She said this, now listen to this very closely because it pertains to you. If your dreams do not scare you, they're not big enough. And then this part, which is important. The size of your dreams must always exceed your current capacity to achieve them. The size of your dreams must always exceed your current capacity to achieve them. If you set your capacity, your dreams up here, and your capacity is here, you will grow into your dreams. If you set your dreams on a horizontal spectrum, and you set it out here, and you grow to get your dreams here, you have failed to grow. Dream greatly. Number 3, in all you do, do good. In all you do, do good. From John Wesley, do all the good you can by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can. Your greatest revenge is to accomplish what others say you could not accomplish. And you have a revenge today, because I'm sure people along your path said, you will never be able to do what you have done in sitting in these chairs this day. Your greatest revenge is that you could do that. Be bold and don't be afraid to affect, this is number 4. Be bold and do not be afraid to affect change. Now, if you look around in your personal life and in your professional careers, there are opportunities for you to affect change. Be bold. In your own personal life, in your family, with your friends and colleagues, in your profession, with your patients, your neighbors, others that are significant people in your life. Don't miss opportunities to be able to affect change. Be that instrument that influences the entire world, that unites others to a great cause. Be that instrument that unites others to a great cause, that singles out and helps that one who is healed by you just being in your presence. If you change nothing, nothing changes. Your hands now have been trained. Your minds have been filled with knowledge and understanding. Your hearts have been filled with compassion and love. Your skills now have been developed. Go forward and enhance those skills. Continue to fill your minds with powerful things. Don't stop learning because you have now graduated. Remember, commencement means beginning. You have a road ahead of you to continue to learn. Touch as many people as you can with your hands, with your hearts, and with your minds. Go forth to lift, to build, to serve, and to heal, and affect change. Number 5, be kind. Be kind. Civility is the answer to the world's biggest challenges and problems. You'll find in relationships, or as you mingle with professional colleagues, or with even dealing with patients, use kindness. Be kind. Unconditional kindness is the mark of a true professional and human being. Focus on status and fame and accomplishments and wealth and all those other things should all be at the mercy of kindness. Beginning today, I challenge you to make part of your daily planning to do random acts of kindness to someone in your circle of influence. Kindness, said Albert Schweitzer, can accomplish much. As the sun makes ice melt, kindness causes misunderstanding, mistrust, and hostility to evaporate. Mark Twain said, kindness is the language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Be kind. Number 6, Be considerate of others before yourselves. Always, my mother used to say, always, always, always think of others before yourself, Ricky. Selflessly serve humanity in all ways you can, at all times you can, and in all places you can. Serve those who have been planted in your path. There are many. Your family, your friends, your neighbors, even your patients. Serve them selflessly with compassion. There'll be those who cross your paths. Serve them selflessly. The indigent, the homeless, the underserved, the poor. Serve them selflessly. You never have to go out of your way to find someone to serve. You just kind of do it on your way. And finally, number 7, always go the extra mile. Always do more than is required of you. Og Mandino said, if you will always render more and better service than is expected of you, no matter what your task will be, great blessings will follow. Always do more than is expected. Charles Francis Adams said, no one ever attains very eminent success by simply doing what is required of him or her. It is the amount and excellence of what is done over and above the required amount that determines true greatness. And finally, Sir Winston Churchill said, we make a living by what we get. We make a life by what and how we give. Mike Wickett said, life does not just happen to us, it happens from us. By way of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Graduates, I promise you that if you use those 7 principles in your personal life and in your professional careers, you will find success. You will bless others in ways that will be beyond your ability to even imagine. Now, the other night at the awards ceremony, I shared with you a quote from Leonardo da Vinci in 1490. That's a long time ago, almost 500 years ago. He said this about you. Poor is the pupil who does not surpass his or her master. You now have a charge to go forth to serve your families, to serve your patients, to serve humanity, and to serve the world. And make it a goal to surpass those that sit on the stage here as your masters, those who are responsible for the education that you received to bring you to sit in this seat this very day. Surpass them in your level of understanding, in your level of application of your skills, in your level of love and humanity. Surpass them. Please know that you'll always be a member of the RMU family. We will see you around. We'll see you at the conferences. We'll read about you in articles that you will publish in referee journals. We'll hear about, we'll read about, and hopefully we'll be able to continue to experience this camaraderie of kinship that we have established over the last 3 years of your life. May you go forth to serve and do it in a way that would bring great credit to you, great pride to the university, and compassion to those that you will lay your hands on. God bless you, and good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you, President Nielsen. Ms. Haley Palmer will perform Glorious by David Archuleta.
Just keep listening, and pretty soon you'll start to figure out your part. Everyone plays a piece, and there are melodies in each one of us. Oh, it's glorious, and you will know how to let it ring out as you discover who you are. Others around you will start to wake up to sounds that are in their hearts. It's so amazing what we're all creating. It's like a symphony. Just keep listening, and pretty soon you'll start to figure out your part. Everyone plays a piece, and there are melodies in each one of us. Oh, it's glorious. Oh, yeah, as you feel the notes build higher, you will sing. It's like a symphony. Just keep listening, and pretty soon you'll start to figure out your part. Everyone plays a piece, and there are melodies in each one of us. Oh, it's glorious.
Thank you, Haley. Dr. Mike Skurja, Executive Vice President of Operations and Director of Continuing Education, and one of the co-founders of Rocky Mountain University of Health Professions, will introduce our commencement speaker, Dr. Skurja.
Thank you, Dr. Racek. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all of our doctors of physical therapy. We're very, very proud of you. Dr. Greathouse is a friend of Rocky Mountain University. He has been and continues to be a faculty member here. He teaches in the Doctor of Science program in health science. He's taught for us for many years in continuing education courses in the field of electroneuromyography. Dr. Nielsen and I served in the Navy for many years, and during that time, we became friends with Dr. Greathouse, and so Dr. Nielsen and I have been good friends with Dr. Greathouse for many, many, many years. A little known fact, one of your professors, Dr. Stoneman, was a student in physical therapy school when Dr. Greathouse taught at that physical therapy school and actually became a program director there, which makes me wonder, either Dr. Greathouse is a lot older than I thought he was, or Dr. Stoneman is a lot younger than I thought he was. But I have some very bad news for you, Dr. Nielsen. I was reminded by Dr. McCorder that we are outnumbered today. When I say we, I mean the Navy is outnumbered, that not only do we have, I believe, a student who was in the Army, Kyle Graves. Oh, good. Maybe we're not outnumbered. No, we're still outnumbered because we have Dr. McCorder, we have Dr. Stoneman, we have Dr. Greathouse representing the United States Army, and we only have you and I representing the United States Navy. So, bad news there. It is my pleasure and honor to share with you a few things about our friend and colleague, Dr. Greathouse. He holds several degrees including a Bachelor of Arts in Biology and Physical Education from Marshall University. He has a certificate in physical therapy from D.T. Watson School of Physiatrics. He has a Master of Science in Education and Physical Therapy from the University of Kentucky, and he has a PhD in Anatomy from the University of Kentucky. He is board certified as electrophysiologic clinical specialist by the American Board of Physical Therapy Specialties. He began his physical therapy career in the United States Army in 1970, and he served on active duty for 26 years, and he retired at the rank of colonel. From 1970 through 1984, he had clinical assignments at Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, D.C., Irwin Army Community Hospital in Fort Riley, Kansas, Brooke Army Medical Center in Fort Sam Houston, Texas, and the 196th Station Hospital, Supreme Headquarters, Allied Powers Europe in Mons, Belgium. From 1985 to 1990, he served as the director of the U.S. Army Baylor University Graduate Program in Physical Therapy at Fort Sam Houston, Texas. From 1990 to 93, he served as the Chief Physical Therapist of the Army, the Office of the Surgeon General in Falls Church, Virginia. And from 93 to 96, he was the Chief Army Specialist Corps, Office of the Surgeon General in Falls Church. After retiring from the Army in 1996, Dr. Greathouse served as the founding chair and associate dean of the Belmont University of Physical Therapy program in Nashville, Tennessee. During this time, he also served as an adjunct professor in the Department of Cell and Developmental Biology at Vanderbilt University School of Medicine in Nashville, and as an electroneuromyographer at Blanchfield Army Community Hospital in Fort Campbell, Kentucky. In 2005, his wife, Charlotte, said to him, "I'm tired of following you around the world, and I am moving to Texas. You're welcome to follow." Wisely, he decided to follow her and relocate to Texas, where he currently serves as the Director of Clinical Electrophysiology Services, Texas Physical Therapy Specialist in New Braunfels, and he's also active in teaching at the Army Baylor program in Fort Sam, at Texas State University in San Marcos, Texas, Creighton University in Omaha, Nebraska, and last but not least, Rocky Mountain University of Health Professions. Dr. Greathouse has published over 55 manuscripts and 10 book chapters and monologues, and he's given over 100 professional presentations. He's active and dedicated to the field of physical therapy. He has served and continues to serve on several editorial boards and professional committees and teams. He has received numerous awards and recognitions, including the Clinical Electrophysiology section of the American Physical Therapy Association Award of Excellence in 1999. In 2006, he was named as a Catherine Worthingham Fellow of the American Physical Therapy Association, one of the highest awards that a physical therapist can ever receive. In 2013, he was inducted into the University of Kentucky College of Health Sciences Hall of Fame. In 2015, he was a recipient of the University of Pittsburgh School of Health and Rehabilitative Sciences Distinguished Alumni Award. It is my pleasure to present our friend and our colleague, Dr. David Greathouse. Please welcome Dr. Greathouse.
Thank you, Mike, Dr. Skurja, for that outstanding introduction. You always worry when you have a great introduction like that, the talk of the introduction is longer than my speech. But thank you for those kind comments. Dr. Nielsen and members of the platform party, School of Physical Therapy faculty and staff, and the class of 2017 Doctor of Physical Therapy graduates, your family and friends, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for this opportunity to be a part of this graduation ceremony for the Rocky Mountain University Class of 27 DPT program. It is an honor and a privilege for me to be with you today. First of all, some congratulations. At the top of the list is the Doctor of Physical Therapy graduates. For your hard work, perseverance, and efforts to attain this degree that include 3 years of didactic, laboratory, and clinical experiences in physical therapy, it has finally come to fruition. To the family and friends of the DPT graduates, for your support of these DPT students as they successfully completed this 3-year program. Dr. McWhorter and the School of Physical Therapy faculty and staff for developing, implementing, attaining, and maintaining accreditation of your program by the Commission on Accreditation in Physical Therapy Education, or CAPTE, of the American Physical Therapy Association. Congratulations on a job well done. And Dr. Nielsen and Dr. Skurja, you've heard mention from both Rick and Mike of our long-lasting friendship. And so I'm going to take a moment of personal privilege to add a few comments from my perspective to Dr. Nielsen and Dr. Skurja. As they mentioned, we were all in the military at the time, and our common bond practice-wise was we do EMGs and nerve conductions. And we happened to be at a meeting in the mid-1990s in Park City, Utah, just up the road, I believe, at a EMG nerve conduction conference sponsored by Dr. Nielsen and Dr. Skurja. And at that meeting one evening after the sessions were over, we were sitting around, a few of us, 6 or 7 people, and talking about the lack of quality continuing education, not only in electrophysiology, but in all parts of physical therapy and other professions such as nursing and OT and so forth. And I remember at that meeting that they said, you know, we think we're going to start a university to focus on graduate education and continuing education in the health sciences. And the rest of us sort of looked around the room at each other and we said, wow, what an undertaking. And here we are, 20-some years later, and now we have Rocky Mountain University of the Health Professions. So it doesn't give me much of an opportunity to say this to 2 individuals that have been not only good friends and colleagues during these years, but to recognize Mike and Rick for bringing what they thought and vision in 1995 to where we are in 2017. Rick and Mike, I congratulate you. Graduates of 2017, you're going to have many challenges. The profession of physical therapy continues to evolve and take a major role as a member of our healthcare community. The way you've been prepared to practice today will not be the way you will practice in 20 years from now. It continues to evolve and only to get better. You have evolved through the years from a series of education. There are a few of us on the stage that can remember when physical therapy was at the certificate level. It evolved then to bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and now the professional doctor of physical therapy. As physical therapy professionals and new graduates, I'm going to give you a challenge to continue your professional development in 3 areas. Before we get to those 3 areas, there is one small task that you have ahead of you. It's called the state board examination. And I know you are prepared, you will do well on that examination, but after that's over, I challenge you to continue your professional development. Number 1, be a lifelong learner. Learn something new every day, whether it's at work or at home, in recreation, or in the community. You will be attending continuing education courses, either in residence or online. They will be requirements for your licensure, to maintain your licensure. But more importantly, it will be a way for you to continue your professional development. I ask you to pick wisely when you choose your continuing education courses. Pick the courses that are based on scientific and evidence-based practice. Next, seek clinical specialization by the American Board of Physical Therapy Specialties. There are 9 specialty areas in physical therapy, with 2 to 3 waiting in the wings. What is it when you become a physical therapy specialist? You are recognized by the profession as a clinical specialist, and you have reached the height of your clinical practice in being a specialist. There are a number of clinical specialists here on the platform and in the audience. I would like all the clinical specialists to please stand so that the audience and the graduates can see this clinical specialist. There they are. In some instances, to seek clinical specialization, you may enter a fellowship or a residency in a particular area of specialization. If that fits your scope of where you would like to be in the future, you may want to entertain looking at a residency or a fellowship in some specific area like orthopedics or neurology. Next, all of you have had clinical instructors. You had them for short periods of time. You had them for your longer clinical rotations. I challenge you to be a participant in clinical education. Mentor and educate PTA, physical therapy assistant, and physical therapy students. You probably had very good clinical instructors, and be a good clinical instructor to the students of the future. And last of being a lifelong learner, I will mention this because I know your faculty mentioned this. I suggest that you continue to participate in clinical research. Clinical research is the foundation of our profession. If we do not have clinicians, both at the clinic level and in academia, participating in clinical research projects, we will not further the knowledge of physical therapy and the physical therapy profession. Number 2, seek a mentor. As a new graduate today, I challenge you to seek a mentor to guide you on your professional development, to guide you on continuing education, clinical skills, specialization. What is a mentor? A mentor is a trusted counselor or a guide. Who could that mentor be? The mentor could be a colleague in your clinic, a faculty member, a PT in the local community who you don't work with directly but is in the community, or a colleague even from another healthcare profession. Use that mentor as you start out your professional career to guide and direct you in your advancement in the profession. You may have many mentors in your life. I've had a number of mentors, different phases. And so use your mentors wisely. Let them guide you and direct you at this time to steer you in the right direction to becoming a professional physical therapist. And number 3, I want you to be an active member. I challenge you to be an active member of the American Physical Therapy Association. The APTA is your professional organization. So what does APTA do for you? Well, they serve as the government liaison at the state and national levels, which including legislation and reimbursement practices, not only at the national level like at Medicare and Medicaid, but also at the state level. It oversees the education, looking at the accreditation of physical therapy and physical therapy assistant programs, and also sponsors certain continuing education courses. It puts on our national meetings, combined section meeting, which in 2018 will be in New Orleans, and our annual scientific meeting, which is typically in the June timeframe. And then recently, in the last few years, they have now sponsored what they call the Student Conclave. How many of the students from this graduating class went to the Student Conclave? Anybody? I see a few hands. That's where they bring students from all the programs in the United States together and talk about life as a student and life as a graduate and what you can expect the APTA to do for you. They also sponsor the clinical specialization and residency fellowship programs and their accreditation. And they have sections on PT research and practice. At the state PT, whether you stay here in Utah or move to other states, they're also responsible for legislation And at each state, you all know that when you move to a different state to take your licensure exam, you fall under that state's Practice Act. Well, the physical therapy at that state level will be the ones who will be bringing forth the new issues for the Practice Acts. The state legislation and APTA sections will be providing meetings, both the state and district level, for continuing education to update you on what's going on in the profession. Here's an unfortunate fact. Only 40% of licensed physical therapists in the United States are members of the APTA. That means that 40% is paying for and doing the work of the other 60% of practicing physical therapists. So I challenge you, even though there's a hardship of paying back tuition and so forth in your loans, to be an active member of your APTA. So join the APTA. You'll support them financially. You can attend the district meetings and serve on committees or as an officer in the district. And eventually, as you progress in your career, you may get the opportunity to participate in state and national meetings, either as an officer or a presenter. So to the graduates of the class of 2017, I wish you well in all your future endeavors. Congratulations on a job well done. As you graduate today and enter the PT profession, I welcome you to the physical therapy profession. But I continue to challenge you to be a lifelong learner, seek a mentor to guide and assist you with your professional development, and become an active member of the American Physical Therapy Association. Good luck and Godspeed.
Thank you, Dr. Greathouse. Lori Gordon, our Student Services Manager, will present the Richard P. Nielsen Student Service Award.
First and foremost, congratulations, Doctor of Physical Therapy graduates. You guys did it. Well done. So exciting. So this is my honor and privilege to present the Richard P. Nelson Student Service Award, which is the highest honor a Rocky Mountain University of Health Professions student receives for distinguished service to the university, the community, and to his or her profession. Nominations come from Rocky Mountain University of Health Professions constituents, including students, alumni, faculty, and administrators. The recipient of the Richard P. Nelson Student Service Award is Lauren Takayasu. Better known as Lo for all of you, right? So I would like, we have to highlight you. I want to share a few of the sentiments that were shared from your classmates. You stay up here with me. She wants to run away. So some of the sentiments shared about Lo. She is one of the most caring people I have ever met. One of her most redeemable qualities is her ability to make connections with people. Lo is constantly putting others above herself. She always found a witty way to keep a class of over 50 people engaged. Oftentimes, the cohort would speak to her witty emails for days. She is always bringing us together in a way that is unmatched. Some examples of Lauren's service include her service as the class secretary. She assisted many times with applicant interviews and student panels. She actually created the first DPT6 Facebook page before everybody started school here, which is now common practice for us in student services. She served as a core ambassador for the APTA in 2016, as a volunteer ski instructor for those with cognitive and physical disabilities through both the National Ability Center in Park City and the Disabled Sports Eastern Sierra Adaptive Ski Programs. She volunteered many hours to provide care for Mason, a young man with cerebral palsy. This included driving to his house to help him with exercises on a weekly basis. Lauren also served as medical staff for the Special Olympics Summer Games in 2013 in Southern California and again in 2015 in Utah. So Lauren, on behalf of your fellow classmates, all members of Rocky Mountain University of Health Professions, and the healthcare care community, we bestow the Richard P. Nelson Award to you. Thank you for your distinguished service.
Thank you.
The attire worn at academic ceremonies evolved from dress worn by clergy in the 12th and 13th centuries. American universities decided to adopt academic dress in 1895 and immediately established a code of regulations which today is followed by practically all American institutions. The establishment of this code has made it possible to distinguish the associate's, bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees, and at the same time recognize the university which conferred the degree. The doctor's gown has bell-shaped sleeves and can be worn open or closed. The majority of gowns are black. Doctoral hoods are 48 inches in length and are lined in silk in the academic color or colors of the institution conferring the degree. If the institution has more than one color, the colors are shown in divisions using chevrons. The binding or edge of the hood is typically made out of velvet in the color designating the subject in which the degree was granted. The hooding ceremony, which we are about to begin, demonstrates a symbolic academic gesture. By placing the hood over the students' heads, professors symbolically welcome them as fellow scholars. In this case, our students become doctors of physical therapy. Today, our graduates will be hooded by Dr. Wes McWhorter, Doctor of Physical Therapy Department Chair and Program Director, and each student's academic advisor.
Dr. John Boker. Dr. Lauren Hagemeyer Jordan. Dr. Carson Derek Luce. Dr. Donovan David Nelson. Dr. Benjamin James Smith. Dr. Skylar Anderson. Dr. Alex Baer. Dr. Kelsey Hopkinson Cushlin. Dr. Kelly Howell McKee. Dr. Olivia Woods. Dr. Jocelyn June Hopkins. Dr. Asta F. McCollery. Dr. Zebediah Dennis Pacetto. Dr. Kyle Baker. Dr. Devin Bodley. Dr. Breck Tyler Leonard. Dr. Tyrell James Sainsbury. Dr. Seth Burton Black. Dr. Melanie Gamble. Dr. Kenneth John Murdoch. Dr. Christopher J. Nichols. Dr. Gregory Augustine Roman. Dr. Joseph Christensen. Dr. Randall Hewlett. Dr. Brandon M. Poulter. Dr. Megan Elizabeth Andre. Dr. Spencer Eric Christensen. Dr. Joseph Edward Jordan. Dr. Kristen Sky Miller. Dr. Caleb Brent Pulsifer. Dr. Andrew Boynton. Dr. Laura H. Hall. Dr. Brent Nelson Losey. Dr. Riker Nelson Spackman. Dr. Tanner Christensen. Dr. Casey C. Cruz. Dr. Crystal Robin Miskins. Dr. Dallas Reynolds. Dr. Matthew Covington. Dr. Kyle K. Graves. Dr. Landon Morgan. Dr. Ellie Marie Rinaldi. Dr. Ricky Anderson. Dr. Jesse Fox Bruner. Dr. Isaac Steen Carling. Dr. Brian Buddy Langton. Dr. Megan M. Pratt. Dr. Michael W.H. Ahuna. Dr. Christy Henriksen. Dr. Christy Perry. Dr. Lauren Takayesu. Dr. Kobe Wade.
President Nielsen, the candidates assembled here have met degree requirements and have been recommended for graduation by their program director and academic administration, and approved to graduate by the chair of the Board of Trustees. In my role as provost, I ask that you officially confer their degrees.
I can be bribed. Graduates, please stand. Class of 2017 Doctor of Physical Therapy graduates from Rocky Mountain University of Health Professions. By the authority vested in me by the great state of Utah, and under the direction of the chair of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Roger Height, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Physical Therapy with its associated rights, responsibilities, duties, respect, opportunities, and obligations, and with the charge to uphold and honor this title of doctor in all aspects of your personal and professional lives. in accordance to the profession code of ethics, which you will be bound by. So let it be written. So let it be done. Congratulations.
Dr. Mark Walker, an associate professor in the Department of Physical Therapy, will now lead the recitation of the physical therapy oath. Dr. Walker.
Graduates of class of 2017 DPT 6, I noticed that you have become professionals. You didn't even throw your caps. Please, with emphasis, repeat after me the oath of a physical therapist. In the presence of my colleagues, friends, families, and teachers, and in view of the honored profession I am entering into, I solemnly and willingly state that I dedicate myself to the following. I will practice physical therapy with compassion for the vulnerabilities in each of my patients, and will work to preserve their dignity and promote their health and welfare. I will value the lives of my patients as I value my own life. Through my concern for their significance and with respect for them and the confidential nature of our relationship. I will be humble. I recognize my limitations and will continue to consult evidence-based literature and to consult with my colleagues and coworkers for knowledge with which I can better treat my patients. And for the inspiration to expand and augment my education. I will share my knowledge with my colleagues and patients freely, with compassion and patience. I will work toward the improvement of the quality of life for all of my patients. I will honor the choices that my patients make with respect to their wishes and needs. I will do no harm to another human. I will work to improve the practice of physical therapy so that all who seek it will receive treatment which is proper, ethical and just. I will not allow my judgment regarding the practice of my profession to be influenced by race, creed, religion, greed, or unethical behavior. I will expect the same behavior from my colleagues and coworkers. Thus, with this oath, I freely accept the obligations and rewards which will accompany my practice of physical therapy. Thank you. Now go do. You may be seated.
Congratulations. I stand in honor of you and in celebration of your academic accomplishments. Your dream of earning a Doctor of Physical Therapy degree is realized. Please note that each graduate is wearing a Rocky Mountain University of Health Professions pin, a gift from the university that further honors the significant accomplishments that we acknowledge today. The phrase that surrounds the caduceus of the pin is advancing knowledge, advancing healthcare. The university's statement of what we hope to achieve with our mission. Graduates, we challenge you to advance healthcare in your practice, one patient at a time. The receipt of a doctoral degree comes with that responsibility. I would like each of you to know that it has truly been a pleasure and a privilege to assist each of you in reaching this accomplishment. Graduates, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2017 DPT alumni of Rocky Mountain University of Health Professions who we have honored today. Will the audience please remain standing for the academic recessional and then join us for a light reception? Thank you.